So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Gillingham FC versus Bradford City. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 32 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes on today's preview, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to get your thoughts down in the comment section down below. What is your score prediction for this match? And let me know what your starting 11 would be as well down in the comment section down below. Obviously, we're coming off of the back of a brilliant 1-0 win away at Doncaster, where the first half performance wasn't the greatest. Second half, we were much more Bradford City, creating chances. We had 2 or 3 good chances where the keeper did have to make, a very, very good save from them, or cleared one off the line as well. Obviously, though, Andy Cook comes up with his 20th goal of the season. We're still not in the playoffs, but this is our game in hand. This is our chance now to win, get 3 points against a good Gillingham side. They've recruited very well in at the January transfer window, bringing in players like Tom Nichols, George Lapsley, Ollie Hawkins, Tim DeYoung, just to name a few. They've had a very, very good January transfer window after having a shocking start to the season under Neil Harris. So it's certainly not going to be an easy one. They're currently probably in a false position. I think they've won 4 out of their last 5 or something crazy like that. They're a very, very good side. It's going to take a big performance from us to get the 3 points, but I have all the confidence in the boys after Saturday. So make sure you drop a like on today's video. Subscribe if you are new as well. Thank you all for the support on the Doncaster vlog, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 8th in the table. After 31 games, we've got 14 wins at 9 draws, 8 defeats, 38 goals scored at 29 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 9 goal difference and 51 points. Our last couple of games then have been a win, a loss, a win, and a draw. With them last couple of games then being a 1-0 win away at Doncaster Rovers, a 1-0 defeat at home to Barrow AFC, a 2-0 win at home to Tranmere Rovers, a 3-2 win away at Stevenage, and then just before that we had a 1-1 draw at home to Mansfield Town. So away from home, we're actually, really good so far this season. It's at home where we really have struggled, to be honest with you. If we compare that, though, to Gillingham, they're currently sat 20th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 31 games, they've now got 8 wins at 9 draws, 14 defeats, 21 goals scored at 35 goals conceded, leaving them on a minus 14 goal difference and 33 points. The last couple of games, then, have been a win, a win, a win, a loss, and a win. Them last couple of games, then, being a 2-1 win at home to AFC Wimbledon, a 2-0 win away at Rochdale, a 2-1 win at home to Grimsby Town, a 2-0 defeat away at Mansfield, and a 1-0 win at home to Crawley. So while on paper it looks like 4 wins out of 5, they are all really against teams who are struggling. Rochdale and Crawley in particular struggling. Grimsby are mid-table. Wimbledon are a decent side, but again, they're probably mid-table. The last time Gillingham actually lost at home in the league was on the 26th of December on Boxing Day, where they lost 1-0 at home to Colchester. I think it was something, there was a crazy stat where they'd only scored like 6 goals up until December or January, something like that. And I'm not joking when I say that. It was something like 6 goals in the first 4 or 5 months of football. They were absolutely horrendous. Now, though, they're doing a very good job. Neil Harris is doing a decent job there, but now we're going to get into the team, though, that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. Now, I did actually do a video yesterday for Tier 3 channel members, exclusively available over there, for what my best team I think could possibly be for Mark Hughes to pick if our whole squad was available for selection for a 4-diamond-2 formation. It's obviously been the formation we've played pretty much every game since the turn of the new year, but it's not the formation that I would go with in this one. I think in the first half, we're starting too slow in a 4-diamond-2 formation. We're not really creating too many chances. So for me personally, I'd like to see a 4-2-3-1 in this game. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, you're winning football matches, why would you change up the team? I personally like to see a 4-2-3-1 in this game, and hopefully we can create some more chances. In goal for me, I would go with Harry Lewis, one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper in the league, in my opinion. Shot stopping fantastic, distribution fantastic. Can't really think of anything specific that he really had to do against Doncaster. Another clean sheet for him as well. He's a brilliant goalkeeper, and I'm so happy that he is Bradford City's number 1. He's been a big difference for us so far this season, so hopefully he can continue it in this one. Into the back 4 then, at right back I would go with Brad Halliday. I thought in the second half in particular, but even in the whole game against Doncaster Rovers, this man was absolutely fantastic. I don't think the winger got past him once, or if he did, it was because he was being pulled 2v1 and Gillingham couldn't quite get over quick enough. He was absolutely brilliant, Halliday. Defensively, he's so good. Arguably, again, one of the best fullbacks in this league, in my opinion. I think he's absolutely brilliant. And, yeah, like what I say, he's got to start at right back for me. Into the 2 centre-backs then. At first, I would go with Sam Stubbs. I think he was absolutely brilliant, again, against Doncaster. His positional awareness is so good. He's always in the right place in the box. He commits it to absolutely everything. He wins pretty much everything in the air. Because he's not like he's 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", towering over players. I think he's, 6 foot, 6'1", something like that. And he seems to win absolutely everything in the air. Brilliant playing out from the back as well. And I like to see him partnered with Romney Romany Critchlow. I don't think he has been partnered yet with Romany Critchlow, but Platt, for me, just looked a bit shaky against Doncaster. There were a couple of times where he panicked a little bit too much rather than just being calm on the ball, where with Stubbs and Critchlow, we've both seen they can be very composed on the ball, and that is going to be key to how we are trying to build from the back this season. And obviously, he gives you that left-footed balance, very good defender as well, so I would like to see a partnership of Stubbs and Critchlow. If it is to be Stubbs and Platt again, I don't hate that whatsoever. Just for me personally, I think based on performances recently, I think it should be Stubbs and Critchlow. At left back for me, I would bring in Talaji Bola. He was actually involved in the matchday squad against Doncaster, but he failed to make the bench alongside Dion Pereira. For me personally, he's better than Liam Rideout. I've not seen a performance yet since he's come back from his 2 long-term injuries, obviously a groin and a calf, separate injuries. I haven't seen enough from Liam Rideout for me to be starting in this Bradford City team. Obviously, he's the wrong side of 30 now when he's come back from a long-term out of the squad. I think when you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, maybe now would be the perfect time to freshen things up. Bring in Talaji Bola, who, after the first 15 minutes on his second appearance for the club, looked really impressive, in my opinion. Cleared one off the line against Mansfield. We've not seen him now for a few weeks. It's nearly been a month since we last saw Talaji Bola, so I'd like to see him brought in at left back. Into the 2 central midfielders then, at first, I would go with Adam Clayton. I thought he was, again, another solid performance from Clayton. To say he picked up an early yellow card, which I thought was really harsh, in my opinion. I thought he handled that very well. He's really composed. He brings leadership. He's not the energy that maybe someone like his partner is going to need, but he creates from deep. He's got a brilliant set piece on him as well. Obviously, he assists Andy Cook's goal on Saturday, and for me personally, he's got to be in there. Partnered with Alex Gilead. I thought there was some poor performances, to be honest with you, in the midfield, especially in that first half, but I don't think Gilead was one of them. I thought out of the 4 midfielders, Gilead was the most impressive, in my opinion. Now, the only criticism that I'll ever have of Gilead is his goals and assist numbers are really, really poor. He brings energy, he brings commitment. Even recently started adding, sticking himself about a bit in terms of challenges. And for me personally, I think Clayton and Gilead could work well as a balanced midfield. I would normally go with Clayton and East and see what they can bring in there, but I thought Gilead had a good game against Doncaster, so I think it would be harsh to drop him. More than likely, he'll stick with a diamond, and it will be Clayton, Gilead and Smallwood again, but I'll be interested to see how he fits them 3 in with an Osadibe when he's back fit and a Jamie Walker. Moving in then to my front 3. On the right-hand side, I would go with Scott Banks. Obviously, failed to make an appearance on Saturday. He was an unused substitute, but we all know the quality that Scott Banks does have in this side. Our best left-footed right winger in this squad, in my opinion. He brings goals, he brings assists, he's direct, and he could be someone who could really cause the Gillingham defence some trouble. So for me personally, I'd like to see Banks start on that right-hand side. In that number 10 position then, I know a lot of people are going to kill me for this, I'm going to go Dion Pereira just to freshen things up and just to let Jamie Walker know that he's not undroppable, because while he did score, I think it was 2 goals in 2 games against Stevenage and then Tranmere, his performances over the last couple of games, like a lot of players to be fair, but I've noticed it specifically with Walker, he kind of has struggled at times, and obviously he was out for 3-4 months with injury. To then have him playing Saturday, Tuesday, I know that he probably thinks himself he's fit enough to do that, but I like to just see things get freshened up. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of Harry Chapman, to be honest with you, in that number 10 role. Maybe he's a winger, Chapman could do well, but from what we've seen so far of Chapman, I haven't been too impressed. I think Pereira could do a good job in that number 10 position. I think if you give him another chance, he's going to take that, because he's obviously failed to make the matchday squad on a number of occasions now over the last couple of months. So I think if you give him that opportunity and you start him, more than likely he will go with Jamie Walker. But just for me personally, I like to see things freshened up, and obviously Walker will definitely be on the bench, in my opinion. If he was to start Pereira, obviously you have Walker on the bench, you can bring him on, impact player, just to keep him fresh, because like what he's done with Andy Cook, you can't be playing people 90 minutes week in, week out consistently if you want them to be 7, 8, 9s out of 10 every week. So in my opinion, like to see Pereira play. If Jamie Walker plays, I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. It's just to freshen things up and all that sort of stuff. On the left wing, I would go with Dara Costello. Now, in the last 15-20 minutes against Doncaster, we saw a little bit of a glimpse from Costello where he looked really, really good. In the first 3 hours that he's played, obviously, against Wimbledon, Stockport, and in this one against Doncaster, he's looked pretty poor as a striker, in my opinion, but when he's put out on the wing, I think he could do really well. Obviously, he played on the wing when he came on off the bench eventually for Aboise. I think it was more in the second half when we changed to a 4-2-3-1 when Scott Banks came on against Barrow. I think Costello looked really good on the wing, in my opinion. I think he provides a bit more of a goal threat than Harry Chapman, and obviously he could bring Chapman on off the bench. So for me personally, I'd like to see Costello start on that left-hand side, which obviously leaves up front to be Andy Cook. 20 goals now for Andy Cook, 17 in the league. I think he's the joint top scorer alongside Sam Hoskins and Christian Dennis. It's brilliant to see we finally got a 20-goal a season striker. Still out of contract though in the summer. Hopefully that is something that gets sorted in the next couple of weeks. That means on the bench then for me that I'd leave Colin Doyle, Kieran Kelly, Richie Smallwood, Ryan East, Harry Chapman, Jamie Walker and Emmanuel Osadibe, which means the players who would would miss out then, sorry, it would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Threlkeld, Matty Platt, who's probably really harsh to miss him out, to be honest with you, but it's just so hard at this moment in time. Timmy Odesina, Thierry Nevers, who should be back running this week, Aboise, who's going to be out for a couple of weeks with a hamstring injury, and Matt Derbyshire, who should also be back running this week as well. Also, Viden Oliver, we don't really know why Oliver wasn't included in the matchday squad on Saturday, but I'm going to presume it's injury, so I'm going to have him miss out in this one, obviously, against his former side. We've not actually played Gillingham yet, so we'll be interested to see how he would get on against his former employee. Now let's get into my game week 32 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with Gillingham FC versus Bradford City. Now, obviously, this was a fixture which was meant to be played back in December. It was actually moved to a Sunday game, and I wouldn't have been able to make that Sunday game, so it would have been the first game of the season that I would have missed. In my opinion, I think this one ends in a draw. Probably would take a point as well, although a win would be very nice. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in that one. Harrogate Town versus Northampton Town. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for the Cobblers. AFC Wimbledon versus Stevenage FC. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Wimbledon. Tranmere Rovers versus Crawley Town. Obviously, Tranmere coming off of the back of a brilliant result against Stevenage. Crawley in free fall at this moment in time. I'm going with a 2-0 home win for Tranmere. And finally, Barrow AFC versus Salford City. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Just the 5 fixtures for us to predict through this week. Obviously, we'll have a full fixture list to predict through for Saturday's game. That match preview will be out on Thursday. But thank you very much for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another one. Peace.